Team deathmatch. Let's do this.
Hey everyone, Team Left Match here, and my friend
DarkNinjaSith.
Alright, so this is what could it be like episode 4, and this time we're going to talk about what the new Halo Trilogy could be like. So, what are your first thoughts, DarkNinjaSith? What do you think it would be like?
What I'm hoping that it'll be like, which is what I think it'll be, is a return to form for Halo off of the side projects such as Halo Wars, Halo Reach, and ODST. And I think that the campaign will be just as memorable as the ones from Combat Evolved, Halo 2, and Halo 3. And it will be just as good, and hopefully the story can take us to new places with this new trilogy.
Well, I think that also could happen in the new story is that we might actually for the first time see Forerunners and Precursors, and what I really hope that can happen is that rather than just having Marines or Elites as your allies, you can do this thing like where you have like a multiple group of alien races. Like, imagine having the humans, Forerunners, and Elites working together with you along with some other alien races.
Sort of like the concept of Mass Effect, where you can build your team with a bunch of different people and from different races. Also, what we've seen from previews and stuff is that there's going to be a lot more Cortana in Halo 4 than there have been in other Halo games from what 343 have said about Halo 4 and the rest of the new trilogy. Cortana will be playing a much bigger role in these games.
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, for F's sake, Cortana and Master Chief are not in love. Master Chief sees Cortana more like an annoying little sister, like DarkNinjaSith's, although DarkNinjaSith's sister's not as annoying. But basically, yeah, don't expect them to fall in love. That's just creepy. And also, I think that the story, I think that first the Foreigners might think Master Chief's like a precursor, and like Master Chief might start fighting off Foreigners until they realize he's good or something. And I think the Precursors, I really don't want them to look like they did in the book, because when something's like 12 feet tall, like, yeah, you're not going to feel that fine fighting them. And like Precursors were apparently in trillions in the number.
And also from some of the previews and concept art that have been released from 343, we've seen a variety of different enemies that may or may not be Flood forms. However, personally, I hope that the Flood do return in Halo 4, because playing levels such as Cortana on Halo 3 and the Flood on the original Halo game were some of the most memorable levels in the entire Halo series.
Alright, hold on, dude. I don't think the Flood was a level in the original Halo. I think it was called 343 Guilty Spark. But come on, dude. You have to admit, Flood levels are kind of annoying.
No, I personally like the Flood levels. We probably shouldn't spend too much time on this, but I do hope the Flood return, because they've played such a key part in the Halo story so far. Hopefully they will return in Halo 4.
Oh yeah, as an interesting note, some people have hypothesized that the Flood were created by the Precursors as a revenge to, you know, like, to get revenge on the Foreigners for defeating them. Because in case for you Halo fans who are not really caught up in the story, which I hate because like Halo's meant for its story, well, you realize that the Precursors came before the Foreigners, and they were like tier 0 or something, which means they're the second thing closest to God.
So now moving on to the multiplayer aspect of Halo 4, what I'm hoping to see is multiplayer that is extremely similar to Reach's, which is what I'm pretty sure they'll be doing, as the engine probably won't be changing that much. So what I'm guessing will happen is they will have multiplayer which is very similar to Reach's, however with a new variety of maps, and hopefully maps that are bigger than the maps that we've seen in previous Halo games, so that we can have almost Battlefield 3 like battles online, which would be pretty epic, especially in the Halo universe.
Also, what I think that should happen is, oh yeah, hold on a sec, guys. There was a small host migration thing. Hold on, it should clear. Okay, so anyway, back to multiplayer. I also hope that the armor abilities, like, they might probably try adding new armor abilities, but then again, they will go above 7, which, you know, developers want to avoid, because 7 is like the massive number for Halo. Also, what I think that, but if they are gonna add new ones, I think they should replace them. Armor lock, for some reason, it was supposed to be used just as an anti-vehicle weapon, but people now keep spamming it. So I hope they make weapons that are like, you know, less, you know, spammed.
And well, for me, to be honest, I hope that they actually don't add armor abilities, unless they have a way to explain it canonly. Because for those of you who have played the other Halo games, you know that Master Chief never had armor abilities. Those were a new addition in Halo Reach for the Spartan 3s of Noble Team. So I hope that if they do have armor abilities, I'm hoping that they can explain it with the story with maybe Mark 7 armor now.
Yeah, I also hope that they might include Forerunner vehicles or precursor vehicles and Forerunner weapons and all that. And I hope that maybe, like, one armor configuration could be something like, Forerunner armor, and maybe rather than just either playing as an Elite or Spartan, you can also play as a Forerunner. Would that be cool?
Playing as a variety of different species would actually be a pretty cool addition to the Halo series. Like, could you imagine walking around, like we've seen before? We've all played as the Arbiter at some point in Halo 3, which was an interesting experience because of his differing abilities with agility, and he's faster, of course, than the Master Chief. But playing as the Forerunners or the Precursors, the species who came before any of the species in the Halo series, would be just pretty awesome. Although they would have to drastically change the story in some ways to be able to incorporate this. Sort of like, so basically what I'm hoping that it will be like, as Team Left Match here said, I'm hoping that it will be something like that where you can change between the different species, but in a way that's reasonable, like in Halo 2 when you swapped between the Master Chief and the Arbiter.
Yeah, also what I think will happen is that I think the UNSC will appear, and maybe like we might see some other Spartans in the new Halo Trilogy. And what I hope is that they probably shouldn't really kill off any major characters, especially Master Chief. Because here's a good strategy. Master Chief is the mascot for the Xbox, and like he should be kept alive as long as possible to compete with, Mario and other gaming icons.
And also the thing is, I hope that they incorporate other Spartans, especially from books such as Ghosts of Onyx, which, for those of you who don't know, was a book that took place during the end of Halo 2 and the beginning of Halo 3, and it focused on the Spartans besides Master Chief, and a lot of them were locked in a ring world, in a shield world, which was a Forerunner protection world from the Flood. Hopefully, you'll be able to see some of these Spartans come back to the Halo series and be able to maybe even play as them.
Well, this is our thoughts on what the new Halo game could be like. Team Left Match and DarkNinjaSith is out.